Well, hello there, this is Greg, and today we are talking about how to keep social media fun and safe. Okay, are you ready to talk about social media, how to keep it fun and safe? This is a huge topic, right? And man, there's some really easy, fluffy kind of things I got on my list here that you'll quickly agree with. There's a couple of things that are a little heavier. Let's jump in. These are not in any sort of order, so I'm just kind of taking them in the order that they showed up on my list. And as far as it goes, this list is something that I've been kind of compiling over time, both from personal experience and then just meaning personal mistakes, as well as what I see around me. So I got scars. Everybody's got scars. So tip number one, and this is important, is stay positive, right? There's so much negativity out there. I'm not saying necessarily to, bury your head in the sand, although that is to a large degree my personal preference. But just stay positive. It's so easy to complain. And some things need to be complained about, but it becomes very addictive. And so just watch yourself. And if all you're doing is complaining, then, change your tune. Next one is check the accuracy of your post before you share it. If you see something online, it's like, no way, I got to share that. If it's that big of a no way, then it's probably because no way. It might not be accurate. So go to Snopes.com or whatever other information sources that are legitimate and that you're comfortable with, and check the accuracy. If you're sharing it, you're kind of owning it. You're putting your own credibility on that post. And so it can be, embarrassing to send something out and then discover, the hard way that, oh, whoops, sorry, everyone, I guess that was wrong. This was an interesting one, and I am embarrassed to say that I fell for this one a couple of times. Just a couple. When people send out those fun little surveys, just that no technology, not like a website that you go to, but just a list saying, what was the name of your first cat, your first girlfriend, your first car, your first whatever. And it's fun to reminisce and share all that stuff. Don't do it, right? Yeah, those are fun, but what's actually going on there, those are for the hackers. They can skim all of that information so long as you've set your profile up to allow everybody to read it. And they're collecting all this wonderful profile information about you. And those are very similar. It's a similar type of information to what gets used to answer security questions in certain types of applications. And so don't do it. So when you see those, just scroll on by. You're too smart to do something like that. Related to that, just as a general rule, don't overshare information, right? Lock down your profiles. You don't need to share everything with everyone. You really, really don't. Restrict it so that, only people that you are aware of, your friends, your direct contacts or followers or however it is, depending on which, by the way, sorry, I should have said this at the outset. This is just generic information. You can apply it to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you got. I'm not going to try and translate into all the lingo for all of that. I'm just speaking in very general terms. Sorry, should have mentioned that before. Okay, here's another one. And every time I think that, no, everyone understands this, then I am reminded that, nope, apparently everyone does not understand this. Don't post about your vacation while you're on vacation, right? And I know it's hard because, you're loving it in Hawaii and wherever you are. It's so cool and you just want to share with people. Great. Share it when you get home. Because if you do that, then what you're doing is you are sending a message to people, whoever that you might not be aware of who's able to see that your house is unoccupied right now. So don't do it. Also, speaking of photos, before you post a photo, make sure and really check the background, right? Make sure there's nothing in the background that you didn't want to see. It can be so innocent and just an easy thing to have, medication in the background or mail or other different sorts of things that it's just, if you really think about it, it's like, oh, yeah, dang. That's not part of the picture, and it's not information that I really wanted. Crop the picture, right, and just send the part that matters, but be careful what's in the background there. This next one, this one's a toughie, and so I'm gonna give you my rule of thumb. It might not work for everybody, but here's the thing. So we all have views and opinions, and social media is a great place to post how we feel about the important things that go on around us or in our lives or whatever. So that's fine. I would say, even if there's something that you're unhappy about, do your best to post in a way that's constructive and fact-based and all that sort of thing. But so here's the important part, though. So great, you're going to share your feelings on social media, your opinions, your views. Great. What I think is just fruitless, and so my personal approach to this is, if one of my friends, someone else, whatever, posts something that I disagree with, I'm not going to go on to their posting and try and convince them that they're wrong, because frankly, it's not going to work. I'm not going to change their minds, and I'm just going to damage the relationship, whether it's friends or family or whoever. It's I've found that it's never effective, and somebody always ends up apologizing afterwards, hopefully, or a relationship just kind of fades. So it's just not worth it. Everybody has their views. Everyone's entitled to their views. And if you want to talk to them about it, if there's something you're concerned about, pick up the phone, go see them so that you can have a live, true human-to-human conversation. That's great. But to try and convince someone on their posting, never going to work. It's just going to lead to hard feelings. There you go. Okay, next, choose your friends carefully, right? You don't need thousands of friends. If you're doing something that's monetized, then that's a business, and okay, they're customers, not friends, or whatever, viewers, followers. But just in general, as far as a regular type of social media application, go through every once in a while and weed out the ones who really aren't actually important to your life, right? Because just from a security perspective, it's not smart to have your information just spewing out there to people who aren't part of your life, right? They don't need it. They don't care. You don't care. Don't share what nobody cares about. Does that make sense? Does it? Tell me what you think. In the comments, tell me what you think. Yeah. So let's see here. Next on the list is, remember, the social media companies, they track everything, not just clicks. They track how you're scrolling, where you pause videos or messages that you linger on, and that sort of thing. And that's their right to do that. That's why they exist. And so they're collecting information about you, right? And then they share back with you more information that resembles what you seem to have lingered on or spent time on or clicked or read or viewed, whatever. And so there's kind of two messages here, lots of messages really. Just be aware that they are watching absolutely everything, and recording it. And then the other is just be aware that what they're showing you is just more of what you've demonstrated that you like based on those previous actions, right? If you lingered on a story that is of a certain type, you're going to get more stories that are of that same type, right? And so it is definitely an echo chamber. It echoes back to you what you like. And so where, obviously everybody understands that information, news, whatever, can be covered with different slants. And so if you're reading information that's slanted in a way, you're going to continue to get information that's slanted that same way. And so it can become a poor source of, it is a poor source of news. It just is. It's a great place to, kind of get little tips, but then go to legit sources to actually get the meat of what's going on. So yeah, that's my next thing is verify whatever it is that you learn on social media. Always keep that in air quotes or asterisks or whatever. It's not Don't treat it as real until you've gone and verified it on some outside legitimate information source. Last thing on here is to limit the amount of time you spend on social media. Remember, it's not real life. They are real people, and for the most part, they are your real friends. But it's not that anybody's trying to be manipulative or fake or anything on purpose, but it's not the whole story. And over time, it can have definitely corrosive effects. So set yourself a timer if you need, or give yourself particular days off. However works for you, doesn't matter. But find a way to limit it if you need to. It's not, lots of people are great with it, and they just kind of use a little bit and move on, but some people it can become a real challenge. Anyways, that's it. I hope that this has been helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please throw them in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.